Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we are returning to Grand Tactician, the Civil War, a new strategy and tactical war game out by Oliver Keppelmuller, which allows you to play through the American Civil War in both a strategic and a tactical picture. In today's video we are returning to our Let's Play series playing as the Confederacy, and we are about to fight a battle near Nashville. The federal forces have surrounded us near the city of Nashville, or I guess they've gotten to the city of Nashville and laid siege, despite the fact that they're actually behind lines. And so we are pulling troops back to defend the city before it falls to the Federals, and we are about to fight a battle at Nashville. Technically, I think it's Nashville Port. This was taken from a live stream on my Twitch channel from a couple of days back. So what you're going to be hearing in the audio from here on out is actually from the live stream. But there's no reason to mumble jumbo any further. The war is going well for us. We've taken Washington, D.C., we've taken Baltimore, we've made inroads in Missouri. I think it's actually fallen to the Confederacy now. And then we've also dealt with a little bit of Kentucky, but the Union's counterattacking and we're defending at Nashville. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the Battle of Nashville Port. Objective is over near Ashbury Church. It is in fact Ashbury Church. It's 1800 hours too, so probably not going to get to fight much today. But we'll try and we'll push the front forward a little bit before nightfall. Make sure we don't have to cross a contested river crossing or anything. Just deploy your whole corps that way. Nothing's going to happen before nightfall anyway. Nothing meaningful anyway. At least I hope not. We'll deploy the troops on the other side of the river. Hooray. Nagel arrives. Those are the federal troops, right? Because they have 3 separate forces. The end of the day. All right. Deployment. So Johnson, let's just select ASJ. Why is this whole force like, I don't like that formation. All right, there you go. One long line. Let's do it. So there's some federal cavalry out there. Hardy, get your troops up on these hills. Your artillery, I guess. Is there a better height to get on? Maybe down here you get a better line of sight. I'm not sure. Cavalry's on the southern part of the line. All right. Okay. Emden says their cohesion is broken. Is that just because you're in forests, or what's the deal there? All right. Let's move. Are they on the other side of the river? Because that would really suck. I'd rather they'd be deployed on the right flank of the river. Looks like their infantry might be behind the creek, which will make assaulting them all the more difficult, especially with those heights opposite of the river. But it would surrender the objective to me without a fight. I expect, based on the way the previous fights have gone, they'll probably have a handful of troops out near Ashbury Church, and the rest of them will be on the other side of the river, and we'll get one of those piecemeal actions. Oh, they're definitely on the other side of the river over here. No, but they've got a couple. They've got Buell and some cavalry here on our side, which is going to let me probably put them in a salient and batter them a bit. All right, boys. Ooh, we got some Sharps carbines over here. Go engage the first cav. Yeah, they've got infantry opposite, so they're like defending the fords by the looks of it. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's move the cavalry forward and engage these guys. They've lost a few men. I'm not sure to what. Maybe we added some artillery or something. Oh god. So we have engaged the enemy now. We've got cavalry engaged on the southern flank. We've got musketoons here going up against the enemy. Both of our troops are in some cover. Go ahead and dismount, boys. Advance, and we'll get those Sharps boys into action, and that should basically decide the affair. Sibley looks like he's a little bit outmatched, but once that 2nd Brigade gets in there, I think we'll be in good shape. Smith, move your division south to engage Knipper, or whatever that guy's name is. Walker, keep moving out this way. And then we'll move infantry under Cheatham that way. Some of the Sharps are firing. Simply might break. I guess even if he does, it's not quite going as well as I was hoping. But even if Sibley breaks, Walker's boys are not losing any men yet. Bring Pemberton. Oh shit. Federal infantry coming up on the flank. They're bringing some troops in here. 2 brigades are deploying. Deploy Cheatham's to guard that flank. Looks like actually 3 brigades might be coming across. Can you break the enemy infantry before the enemy cavalry here before the infantry shows up? Probably not. Pemberton might be able to come up in time though. See, if the AI was smart, then they moved through this northern bridge in behind me also. But as it is, they did do a tricky thing in the south, although they're not... They did a thing, and it looks smart. But if they don't press forward, I'm going to be pretty disappointed. And Sibley's about to break. And again, so is the enemy. Alright, the enemy's withdrawing first. Good. So the enemy infantry, like, came and whatever, made sure they were, like, glued to this riverbed. I don't understand that. They made a smart decision to come in and flank my cavalry from the rear, but now they're not pressing forward all the way. I don't know if it's because the AI knows that I've moved Pemberton to guard against the flank attack there, but I still think that would be the smart thing for the AI to do, is to push forward. Alright, so they actually pivoted themselves to face my Sharps troops. Springfield Musketoons with Sibley. Like, I don't know what they're doing down there. Form out a line out, anchor the flank on the river, and then form out to the right and push in on me. That's what I would do. First cavalry's broken. Okay, so Pemberton and Sibley are going to shift south. I ordered Walker to charge, but I don't think anything's coming to that. Yeah, stop moving? It seems like they're coming up so slow. We got 2 brigades in action north of the objective. About even losses so far. Maybe they changed formation. You think they changed formations and got caught on the river? Well, don't do that. Don't get caught on the river. Yeah, the AI really struggles in this game with knowing what to do with fucking water. They just don't seem to know how to deal with, like, how the game mechanics work and how units and water interact. Which is really a shame because so much of the fighting occurs along water lines. Thanks for the follow, Pitt. Okay, so we've got our troops down here, hopefully getting their morale fixed up a bit. Pemberton dismounted too. Cheatham's division's forming up down here also. Dismount these Sharps born in cavalrymen. Okay. So we've got 2 brigades in the north firing at the 2nd Brigade up there. 1st Brigade coming across the river in the center. Loring should be able to engage it. And in the south, the Federal infantry finally came up and engaged my cavalry. I don't think Sibley will hold versus it. Cheatham is taking for freaking ever to come up. That's probably my own fault by using the advanced command. We probably should use just the regular march command for him. Brigades coming up here. They've lost 250 men. Sibley's doing good work. with his musketoons. They have a better rate of fire than regular infantry-based weapons, but he's heavily outnumbered. Sharps boys down here. You guys really should be marching in frickin' column. Alright, there we go. So Sibley is gonna break soon probably, but we just got Pemberton to fire a volley of 1,700 musketoons into the flank of the 1st Brigade. So that'll help. Even though Sibley's gonna break here in a minute. They're doing their job. Holding long enough for me to get more troops in. Pelham and the rest of Cheatham's division just need to form up on that fence line. And I think we're being roughly in good shape in the south there. 12-pound howitzers are firing at the 1st Brigade. Alright, so we routed that enemy unit to the north. So Smith's division is going to keep marching south. Looks like we routed the 2nd Brigade over here, 800 casualties. Sibley's broken. Not retreating yet, but broken. And Pemberton is firing. Sibley fired 15 of his 60 rounds. Good for you. That's a pretty good fight. Can you... What do I have to do to get you to move in column formation? I think, again, I made the mistake of telling him to advance, which means they advance, I believe, in line abreast. But, like, I thought I had turned that off now. Which doesn't seem to be the case. Anyway, Pemberton looks like his boys are doing good work after lots of failures. Okay. We're getting high fatigue from advancing the way we are. Just halt. Engage the enemy. They're in range. Commander, rally your boys! Oh, our cavalry is going to retreat through the enemy lines. Okay. Meanwhile, the enemy has turned to face Pemberton, it seems. But everybody's out of reach. Or out of range. Pelham will come up, and then we can catch these guys in a vice. Who's taking losses? Sibley. Well, we already know. You already routed, so... Alright, first brigade of the enemy is also losing horrendous casualties. Getting hit in front and flank by both Huger and Loring's brigades. Yeah, all my cavalry I deployed there. I don't know if they were originally there or if we just moved them there. Brigades charging. It looked like they started forward before they started to retreat. Understandable, I wouldn't charge like that with my flank in the air against 2,000 muskets firing into the flank when I only have 2,000 men all told. Allen's brigade's coming up. Got about 5,000 men in line in these fields in the south. Brigade's gonna rout. This is where you want the advance command on. This is where you're advancing to keep up with an enemy that's pulling back, but you're doing so in a way that you can keep shooting. It's the 2nd Tennessee is doing that. Alright, they routed. Okay. So Smith should be able to take that objective now. The enemy's lost 15% of their army. Apparently there's 2 brigades coming up in my rear down here in the south. Right, we will move... What's his face forward to engage, so move both Pelham and Pemberton forward. And we'll also move Walker forward. So hopefully we can catch these guys in a vice. The cavalry is going to eat the most fire coming out on the enemy front line. They're getting chewed up pretty good. Just on a single volley. Scurry will come up, so if the enemy does come up behind my lines, he's in position there to block that. I think everything the enemy has in the northern end of the line has been routed, so we're going to move Walker's division also behind Scurry to extend that flank. We'll have Smith's division hold the objective on this roadway in case the enemy comes across the river with anything, and then we'll push south. Pemberton's boys are losing pretty heavy casualties. These guys aren't in melee. Why does it say they're in melee? It's like their status is stuck. Because I ordered them to charge at one point. Bug of sorts. That's hindering me coming to Pemberton's aid, who's now losing horrific casualties. These guys are not in melee. Or just pull back then. I don't want you in melee. I don't want you not shooting because the game says you're in melee when you're not. 1st Brigade coming up. On flank. Scurry's gonna move to Pemberton's flank, but Pemberton's gonna rout here in a minute. Won't even matter. Wait a minute. Oh, those guys are in blue. It confused me. Confused me for a minute. Cheatham's division is engaged. Sacrificing my cavalry here. Still inflicting way worse on the enemy than they on us. And actually, Pemberton routing could prove beneficial because it'll push back the trigger for the enemy to retreat to a point where maybe we'll be able to engage the enemy long enough to force a major victory. Pemberton's retreating. Brigades in the north are moving into position. Walker, it still says is in a melee. I just don't understand what I'm supposed to do here. Like evade? Okay. Scurry, go engage Sedgwick. Okay. You just need to form up in line and fire volleys into these guys. Sedgwick's on the flank. He's not the one engaging. Okay. Ellen is driving him back. Whatever reason the enemy didn't turn to face me. I don't know if it's another river thing or whatever. Just need 0.7% more casualties. And then we will have another major victory. Which hopefully we should be able to get here. Engaging the 1st Brigade in these woods. 23-6. The enemy's retreating. Gonna get out of range before I can do it. 23-8. These guys are mounted up, right? I don't know if they're going to be any good at, like, charging the enemy, but... Oh, we got there. Major victory. I guess the percentage changed or something. In any event, the enemy's withdrawing and we are harassing them. So major victory for us. Okay. Maybe get the battery here of artillery. And they are exhausted and retreating. Not sure why. I guess they did ride a good long ways. Get those guns. Another major victory for the Confederacy. All right, we lost 460 infantry, 1,500 cavalry, 2,000 men roughly, about 1,900 technically. The enemy lost 4,400 men out of 18,000, 10 guns, 500 cavalry, and 3,800 infantry. Another major victory for the Confederate arms. Which should result in the federal morale dropping a further however many percent. Oh boy. Due to his battle honors, Brigadier General Cheatham has become famous and an inspiration for his men. Okay. What's the details there? 510 killed, 840 captured. We also got another 2,400 rifles and 3 guns. Okay. Enemy national morale did go up a little bit, I think, because they recaptured Washington, because it was in the 30s before. We'll send Magruder down there to recapture Washington if we can. Okay, more focus on the economy. Where are they going? Let's actually not fight the Second Corps all by our lonesome. Oh my God. Where are they going? I just defeated them, didn't I? Didn't I just win the Battle of Nashville? And yet they're thrusting deep into the soft underbelly of the rebel. I mean, I guess we'll do this. Move the left wing over back to Tennessee. Army of the West. Why don't you not move? Are there rebels, federals in here? What's going on in this place? Okay. Our prisoner of war camps are overcrowded. We have over 30,000 federal POWs. Okay, we've recaptured that chunk of Tennessee. Who's wounded? Colonel Pike is recovered. Nice. Okay. Second Corps is back near D.C., which we're recapturing. I guess the Federals pulled back. All right, Washington, D.C. is back in our control. Waiting for the front line. Oh, shit. 36,000 Federals. 19,000 Confederates. Okay. Not really what I wanted to fight. Where is this battle being fought? The hell is that emote, Cleach? I'm going to withdraw because I don't want to fight that one. Okay. Did we retake Washington yet? I think, well, we did, but did we get the little red blurb? We did. Okay. So Washington's back in our control. The enemy morale's back below 40. I'm surprised their support isn't below 60 yet. We win if their morale drops below 25, I think. Okay, available projects that I can fund. Improve credit rating. I guess we could do that. Trade deals. Improve credit rating. What is our policy situation here? 2 days for blockade runners. Ah, Little Mac. Where's this battle? The Army of the West is going a different direction. I want them... Like, there's a chunk of enemy troops here, but that's not really where I want to fight them yet. Okay. My own supply situation's not great. I wonder if we won the Battle of Fort McHenry because our troops got recruited or whatever. The troops that we had been training. Zero days. Give me the organized blockade running. Finish it. There we go. Okay. So that opens up another policy option now. Do we want to support French intervention in Mexico? That'll hurt recruitment in Texas. But I haven't been too worried about recruitment. We go with the war bonds thing, which improves the credit rating by 2. Could also halt the cotton trade. Plus 10. All right, everybody, this is a little bit on the shorter end of an episode, but this is actually where the live stream on Twitch ended. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this episode up. I hope you guys are enjoying this series of Grand Tactician, the Civil War. And the war's going pretty well for us, I think, so far. So we'll see how things unfold as we progress. But it feels like we're kind of in a stage of things going well, but not quite well enough to win the war yet, and just kind of seeing where things go from here. We'll see if the Federals get any kind of big influx of troops. If they don't, I don't know whether it's going to be 5 more episodes, 10 more episodes, or 15 more, but I do think we are on the home stretch of winning a victory. But we'll see how that plays out in the future. If you are interested in joining these live streams on my Twitch channel, there's a link in the description where you can check out my Twitch channel and follow me there. Usually we stream on weekdays at around 9 o'clock Central Standard Time for a couple of hours, but with no particular schedule of days. But that's enough of me talking here. So let's go ahead and get out of here. Hope you guys have a good one. Until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.